Yo, I'm gonna be honest with you. He played a mental game with Drake, a mental game of chess, where he convinced Drake, yo, all them songs like push-ups where you're just popping shit, not gonna work. You're gonna have to get cerebral with me
You
and
have to
start
get
thinking.
grimy. Yeah.
Yeah. Yo, I'm gonna be honest with you. He played a mental game with Drake. A mental game of chess where he convinced Drake, yo, all them songs like push-ups where you're just popping not going to work. You're going to have to get cerebral with me and start thinking. Drake's viral onstage meltdown hasn't even cooled off yet, and Kendrick Lamar wasted no time striking back. In what fans are calling the final nail in the coffin, Kendrick turned his Los Angeles show into a live battlefield. Mid-performance, he stopped, smirked, and dropped a line that sent shock waves. "We don't break down on stage, we break records." The crowd went crazy, instantly clocking that he was clowning Drake's emotional slip in Amsterdam. Phones went up, clips flooded Twitter and TikTok, and within minutes, everyone was declaring that Kendrick just claimed the crown for good. What made it even wilder, he didn't need a diss track this time. No heavy bars, no 7-minute lyrical beatdowns, just pure timing and attitude that felt like a mic drop heard across the globe. Drake's camp, on the other hand, has stayed completely silent. And that silence is only making people believe he's got no smoke left to give. Fans are pointing out the contrast loud and clear. One artist cracking under the weight of fame, while the other stands calm, sharp, and untouchable. Momentum is now tilting heavily toward Kendrick, and hip-hop fans are asking a question nobody thought would be asked so soon. Is this war already over? Breaking reports are saying Drake's inner circle and diehard followers are scrambling behind the scenes, and the whispers aren't looking good for Team Drizzy. With tensions heating up, it feels like Drake's camp is scrambling for their next desperate move. And the stage is set for one of the wildest chapters hip-hop has ever seen. Drake, once hailed as rap's golden boy, is now being dragged online as the ultimate Karen, twisting a rap beef into something nobody saw coming. A messy obsession with DNA tests. What started as lyrical shots has spiraled completely out of control. Now it's lawsuits, family drama, and credibility questions tearing at the heart of rap culture. This isn't just beef anymore. It's the public unraveling of an image that took years to build. If it wasn't for Pusha T, Drake and Kendrick might have never had a beef. Back in 2018, when Pusha T and Drake had a beef, Pusha exposed that Drake had a son who he was keeping a secret, and the internet decided Drake had lost that battle. And after this, Drake made his boundaries clear. I'm sure I could say something about, your lovely lady, or, a child or a family member, and you're just going to want to not really rap anymore. But having learned his lesson from the Pusha T beef, Drake decided to not let Kendrick get the best of him, and name-dropped his fiancée on his song Push UPS. Drop your little, __, ass. And then each of them went back and forth with one more diss track. But then Drake decided to unload the clip and this whole beef became about dirt about each other's family lives. Say cheese. We could have left the kids out of this. Don't blame me. So without Pusha T, Drake probably would have never brought up Kendrick's family, and this beef may not have escalated the way that it did. What do you think? Let me know and follow for all update. People are openly asking if Drake has lost touch with the very soul of hip-hop. Instead of standing tall with his music, Drake's every move looks like personal revenge plays. Petty, desperate, and way off brand for a superstar of his level. And while his legacy gets cloudier by the day, the fallout is shaking the entire culture because rap battles have always been settled with bars, not lawyers. Meanwhile, Kendrick and his crew, cool, calculated, and unbothered. Their silence and sharp timing are exposing the contrast. One man spiraling into chaos while the other keeps rising with pure artistry. And that difference is exactly why fans are saying the war might already be finished. This week feels like a historic turning point. The exact moment when an empire built on smoke and mirrors collides with an opponent standing on solid ground, rooted in credibility and respect. What started as just another rap feud has now become the ultimate test of who really belongs on the right side of hip-hop history, and who's exposing themselves as a fraud. The weight of this clash can't be overstated. It's bigger than two rappers trading shots. It's about the culture itself, about decades of artistry and the unspoken rules that built hip-hop into what it is today. Yet, instead of standing tall, Drake's camp is busy running wild, tossing out family photos, dragging wives and kids into the mess, and trying to manufacture a gotcha moment that fans are flat-out calling pathetic. Behind the scenes is nothing but piles of paperwork, legal theatrics, and delusions pumped out to keep the drama alive. But without substance, it's just smoke with no fire. Meanwhile, Kendrick's side has refused to fall into that circus. No messy social media tirades, no courtroom distractions, just pure focus on the music. And that's where the knockout came. A calm but devastating answer. Not like us. The record didn't just win the moment. It became the anthem of this entire war. Fans, peers, even industry veterans are leaning back on that track as the proof of where the real power lies. While Drake's unraveling plays out for the whole world to see. But I wonder if he had this song in the tuck the whole time. Like this song is a bop. I'm telling you, he's amazing in making me. He mentions family matters in the song. So it leads you to believe either he had Drake does have the leak, and he got family matters early, or that mother can microwave. Every humiliating stunt Drake pulls trying to drag this beef into places rap never needed to go is only pushing fans closer to Kendrick's defining anthem. The louder Drake's chaos gets, the more people press play on the very record that flipped the entire battle upside down. And that's the sting. While the care and antics spiral into wild DNA test talk, the culture already made its decision loud and clear. The truth, music will always drown out lawsuits, paperwork, and desperate distractions. And Not Like Us is living proof. The track keeps exploding on the charts, cementing itself as one of the most dominant hip-hop hits in recent memory. Every stream, every chant in the crowd is the culture's way of saying who really won. No lawyers needed. And here's the part that burns Drake the most. No bots, no shady tricks, no industry machines pumping numbers. This is pure raw demand. The people chose it, and the response is organic, powerful, and impossible to fake. Kendrick dropped a record and the world answered. While Drake tried to fight shadows with contracts and tantrums for Drake's diehards, watching this play out is brutal. Every attempt to spin the story, every weak defense only fuels more embarrassment. What was supposed to save his image has backfired in real time, with every meltdown boosting the very track he wanted erased. The irony is ruthless. The more Drake Karens out, the bigger Kendrick's victory gets. Drake keeps dragging this conflict into strange, messy territory, and the public's response couldn't be clearer. Instead of slowing down, Not Like Us just keeps climbing higher. No more back in high school. Louder and stronger across every chart and playlist. The irony is brutal. Kendrick doesn't need to force numbers or fake hype. Drake's own desperate antics are fueling the anthem's dominance. This is the undeniable split between the two camps. On one side, endless rants, chaotic posts, and messy statements flood the timelines, dripping with desperation. On the other, Kendrick's camp doesn't even have to say a word. The music does all the talking. Fans are pressing play over and over, proving that authenticity wins every time. While paperwork and courtroom drama fade into background noise, the more distractions Drake throws out, the stronger the anthem becomes. Every meltdown, every attempt to shift the focus only pushes listeners right back to Kendrick's record. The very song defining this entire war. Fans see the contrast as clear as day. One side delivering real rap, the other tangled in gimmicks and theatrics. Side by side, the comparison is almost embarrassing. Kendrick Lamar stands tall, calculated, and professional, building a legacy with clarity and precision. Meanwhile, Drake, branded by many as the Karen of rap, keeps dragging the culture into circus-like territory, chasing empty validation, while his rival locks in timeless dominance. For Drake, every move is turning into another loss. His tactics don't rewrite the story. They just trap his followers in a fantasy world, forcing them to pretend the battle didn't happen. Instead of flipping the narrative, Drake's strategy keeps backfiring, locking him deeper into the role of the desperate one chasing validation while the walls close in. Meanwhile, Kendrick Lamar couldn't be moving any different. Professionalism defines everything he does. He just wrapped the European leg of his grand national tour. 39 straight performances that critics are calling one of the greatest live runs in hip-hop history. While Drake is busy pulling family members into the drama, Kendrick refuses to touch that dirt. He's kept his focus locked on the music, showing the world that real artistry doesn't need courtroom papers, social media tantrums, or personal distractions. Through discipline, performance, and clarity, Kendrick is proving what hip-hop has always been built on: respect, skill, and cultural truth. And in the middle of all the noise, Kendrick just pulled off something no other rapper has ever achieved. Not even Drake, the so-called Karen of rap, has come close. The love and respect pouring in tells the story on its own. S.A. and Mustard,